Hey Freebs, Jordan Page from FunCheaperFree.com. I'm in a grocery store. It's kind of awkward. Today I'm grocery shopping, and while I'm here, I keep thinking of all these amazing tips that I want to share with you guys, so I'm gonna share. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna show you some quick tips on grocery shopping, especially for fresh and produce items, and quick ways to save at the grocery store. Let's get to it. My first tip is avoid the bags. Avoid them. There's potatoes in fancy steamer bags. There's sweet potatoes in a mesh bag. Sometimes you can find apples that are sold in a bag. Skip it. So this is 5.7 cents per ounce, whereas if you walk 3 steps this way, 5.5 cents per ounce. So you will save a ton of money just by bagging your own produce. And come on, you guys, if any of you buy individually wrapped potatoes, Mama J's gonna come over and spank you. Just walk away. Walk away. The exception to the rule is your good old standard produce that belongs in a bag, such as normal potatoes. They come in a big 5-pound or 10-pound bag. That is okay. Just look at the price per ounce. While I'm on wrapping, I want to show you this too. It is so convenient to buy vegetables that are pre-chopped for you, but you're gonna pay more for them. Dun, 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 dun. These mushrooms right here and these mushrooms, same ounces, same exact kind of mushroom, but the ones that are whole are 22.8 cents per ounce. The ones that are chopped, 24.6. Take 30 seconds, chop them yourself. Same with fruit. It is so convenient to buy pre-packaged, pre-chopped fruit, but not only does it not last as long, but sometimes they have to put weird chemicals on it to keep it from getting brown, and it changes the flavor, and sometimes it takes away some nutritional value from the fruit. So avoid the pre-chopped stuff, as fancy and fun as it looks. Chop it yourself. All these veggies that come pre-chopped and pre-bagged, you are going to pay so much more. Once in a while, you will find a bag that is significantly discounted. This one, you're gonna save like $2 on this bag because it's nearing its sell-by date. So once in a while, you can get away with the convenience if you find it deeply clearanced, but just keep in mind that the reason it's deeply clearanced is because it's on its way out, so you want to probably use it that day. One of the tips that I talk about on the Rachel Ray Show is be mindful of brands, okay? I know we see all the commercials, and so the name brands are really tempting to buy because we know all the jingles, we know all the songs, and we feel like because we see it on TV that the product's just better, right? Wrong. Don't you know, and Rachel verified this because she was a buyer for many years, that generic things like cheese, for example, it just goes down a conveyor belt and gets a different label slapped on it. If you're talking about something like Oreos, that's different. The knockoff's gonna taste different because Oreo is the product. But with something generic like cheese, skip the name brand because you're gonna be paying 29.9 cents per ounce versus 17.3 cents per ounce. An insane difference for the same quality product. What you're paying for is product testing, commercials, advertising. You're just paying more for a pretty label, guys. Just don't do it. Same thing with stuff that comes in a can. It comes from the same pot, goes down the same conveyor belt, and they slap a different label on it and stick it in a different box on the way out. This cream of mushroom soup from Campbell's, 98 cents a can. This great value cream of mushroom soup, 50 cents a can. It's not like you're drinking it straight, it's going inside something. Just save the money. I often get asked about buying clean, green, and organic foods. So when it comes to organic, you are gonna pay more. To each his own. If you feel it important to buy organic for your family, that's great. Let me suggest that maybe you shop at a place like Costco that has a lot of organic options for a very fair price. Or might I suggest picking and choosing? I will link below to an article that talks about the Dirty Dozen, about 12 fruits or veggies that really make a big difference when you buy them organic. Maybe consider saving organic and paying more for things like strawberries. The top layer is the outside of the fruit and it's much more exposed to things in the elements. One of my other tricks with produce is the oldest stuff is gonna be what's closest to you. As they're restocking, they wanna circulate through the things that are oldest. So reach way in the back and you're gonna get the freshest items. Also be mindful of package size. These are strawberries, same brand, but the smaller package size, which is 1 pound, 21.8 cents per ounce, whereas the bigger package is 20.1 cents per ounce. I wanted 2 pounds anyway, so rather than buying 2 small packages, opt for the big package and you're gonna save quite a bit of money. Here's a trick my dad taught me growing up. If you are buying eggs, take your 2 fingers and tip the eggs back in the container, and that's a quick way to make sure that they are not cracked. If there's been any cracking or spillage of the eggs, they won't tip in the package, they'll be stuck to the bottom. So be sure to check the eggs. Lifting the lid is not enough because sometimes the cracks are underneath. So take your 2 fingers, tip the eggs back in a row, and make sure they haven't broken where you can't see them. One of the most important things you can do to save money shopping is to not just buy one. My personal rule is 1 for now, 2 for later. I was out of cream of mushroom soup. I need it for a recipe I'm making this week. You can make your own cream soups at home. You really can. I like to have some on hand as well. So instead of buying 1 can, like the recipe states, since they're a good deal right now, I'm buying several, 2, 4, 6. I'm buying 8 cans so that the next time I need it, I don't have to run out and pay full price for it. This is another tip I've talked about on the Rachel Ray Show, but when you look for milk, a couple of tips. Number 1, the milk at eye level is gonna cost you more than if you go down a couple rows. It's almost always cheaper when it makes you work for it. Number 2, be sure to check the expiration dates. The milk at the front is typically the oldest. If you reach back a couple gallons, you can find milk that lasts you sometimes a week or longer more than the stuff in the front. The front here, January 17th. In the back, January 29th. I bet you can bet which one I'm gonna get. Oh, how I love the yellow stickers. When you are shopping, keep an eye out for these yellow reduced stickers. It doesn't mean the food is bad. Trust me, they would not sell it if it was gonna make you sick. It would shut the store down. What it means is that it's getting close to their sell-by date, which even if you buy it on the sell-by date, it's still good for a while. But what I do is, when I look for meat, I specifically dig in the piles till I find these yellow discounted stickers, and then use it within a couple of days or stick it in your freezer. And that is a really easy way to get a stockpile of good quality meat that is not full price. In this case, this 1 package, I can save almost $4 compared to the package right next to it, just because the sell-by date is 1 day earlier than the package next to it. No brainer. It was loud in there. Okay, so I finished shopping. My whole grocery shopping trip filled up the entire back of my trunk for $114. And I'd say probably a third of that was random things for the party tonight, since we have a big group of people coming over. So if you remove all of that, that is pretty dang good. I'm gonna just share a few last tips with you here before I wrap up. Another tip is to be sure to download the app of whatever store you're shopping at. Even Walmart and Target have their own apps, and then a lot of local grocery stores do too. That is a great way to take advantage of digital coupons or sales and deals that maybe you didn't know about. The way I shop is 1 week, maybe like this week, I was really low on fresh items like fruits and vegetables. So a lot of my budget went toward that. I bought enough that it'll last my family at least 2 weeks. So now the next week when my grocery budget rolls over, because you should be budgeting weekly, not monthly. Remember, see my other videos for that. So next week when my budget rolls over, I will maybe focus on stocking up more on things that go in my freezer or pantry, like meat, canned items, or baking goods. And then the next week, maybe I'm pretty good on food. I'll maybe need a few more fresh things, but then maybe I'll use my budget at Costco to buy my non-food items like my cleaning supplies and laundry detergent, toilet paper, things like that. So I kind of run on like a 3-week cycle. It seems like I have 1 week that's really heavy on fresh groceries. Then I buy pantry items and freezer items. And then the 3rd week I buy a lot of non-food items and then a little bit of fresh stuff to tide us over for that 6 or 7 days. And then the next week rolls over and I go crazy on the fresh stuff again. So that's really kind of my cycle of grocery shopping, which allows me to stick to the $100 per person in our family per month grocery budget that I recommend. If you've seen my other videos. One of my tips for logistically shopping in the store is start in the produce section. You tend to take the longest at the beginning of your shopping trip. And if there's any section to spend the most time in, it's the fresh produce and dairy section. So start in produce and dairy, go to meat, and then move around and do the pantry items and cereal and bread and all of that stuff last, so that if you're out of room in your cart, if you run out of time, that stuff is the least important anyway. And last but not least, use my super simple envelope budget method to keep track of your budget. I will link to that down below. Trust me, it's a game changer. Give it a try. Okay, so there you go. Those are some of my grocery shopping tips. What are yours? Please comment below, and also comment below if you have any questions. I can make another video. I've got tips for years, guys. Be sure to subscribe because I have new videos every Thursday and we cover a lot of good stuff around here. I've got groceries in the back of my car. I'm gonna take off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Priorities, guys. The babies get the back seat. Gotta keep them safe.